Hi everyone, Jedediah Thomas, the Mind Master here. So today I just kind of wanted to free flow, go on, I don't know if you'd call it a rant, but just I have kind of a topic in mind, but I haven't really thought about what I want to say about the topic. So we'll see what happens. So basically, I just really wanted to iterate that what I do is not therapy, right? And when you go to therapy, the purpose of therapy is to explore why you're feeling a certain way, explore your feelings about certain things, really just kind of give you an intellectual understanding about your emotions about something, right? Just kind of almost like being a sounding board, right? Just kind of talking about like, okay, I feel this way, here's what happened, this is what happened, right? And it's a very kind of like surface level logical way of looking at your emotions and some of these deeper things that are happening to you. And there's nothing inherently wrong with therapy, right? Therapy can be really good for understanding yourself, understanding how you view the world, how you view yourself, maybe how other people view you. It's a very exploratory type of service, right? Just getting an understanding of causes and how that's affecting you and how you perceive it. And as you talk about it, you could have perspective shifts and you could understand, okay, well, that's not the best way of going about it, or I should do this another time. So it can be really effective. I think there's only been a couple people I've ever actually specifically referred to therapy, and those are the people that have like zero self-awareness at all, and like they don't know anything about themselves. And so when they show up on my doorstep and they want me to fix them, I can't fix them because, like, in order for me to know what needs fixing, you have to have a lot of self-awareness, right? Like 99% of the battle with what I do is just figuring out what the actual problem is. And then once we figure it out, it's like ridiculously easy to fix it, like no matter what it is. Um, but you have to kind of know yourself. You have to have, done some level of exploration. Um, you have to know what you think about things, right? You have to know yourself. And so therapy is kind of like a good preliminary service to, what I do, right? Spend a couple months in therapy, just kind of understand how you think about things, how you feel about things, and then once you actually realize what the problem is, then therapy becomes basically useless because therapy doesn't actually fix the problem, right? So that's where I would come in, right? So once you know what the problem is, you come to me, and the reason why what I do is not like therapy is because I actually fix the problem, right? Like, doesn't matter what it is, what the cause is. It's extremely easy to fix once we actually nail it down and figure out, because cause and effect. I just fix the cause, fix the cause, fix the cause, right? Whereas therapy helps you understand the cause and then changes your, kind of how you feel about how it affects you. But I actually change the cause, and therapy doesn't do that. And so what I do is very mechanical, whereas therapy, psychology, all of these are kind of like very, what's the word? Kind of emotional, kind of ethereal, kind of like, it's not really grounded in hard science, right? It's very, very, very much going off of your emotions. And that's kind of another, divergence with what I do, and not just therapy, but everybody else, is everyone else thinks emotions are the deepest thing, right? So everyone's trying to fix your emotions, fix your emotions, fix your emotions, and they don't realize that there's all these layers underneath the emotions that, you know, are causing the emotions, right? So when I fix something, yeah, it fixes the emotions, it reframes your perspective and all of this stuff, but it's kind of like a domino effect, right? Whereas therapy is trying to like come in from the outside and like chip away at something that they don't even know is there. I just jump right down to the root and I resolve that, and then everything right starts resolving as a result of that. So that's a very huge difference, right? Therapy is emotional, and what I do is mechanical, right? It's not saying that you shouldn't have emotions or you should ignore your emotions or anything like that, but you have to understand that your emotions are not who you are, right? So strip away all of your negative emotions and you still exist. So that means that there's something deeper than the emotions, and that's the layers that I'm working on. And when you have a bad experience that could create a trauma, or you have grief, or you have a limiting belief or something, it can cause emotions, right? And then you can spend years, decades in therapy exploring those emotions, and it doesn't feel like you're ever making progress because you keep talking about the emotions, the emotions, the emotions, which is really the symptom of a deeper thing, right? Whereas I just go in, pop, and fix the deeper thing, and then, ooh, the emotions go away, and you're like, wow, that thing isn't part of me anymore, right? Like it's just not part of my existence. It's not part of my reality. It's not part of my mind. And then you're like, okay, well, now it's time to start living, right? So so life starts when you fix all of this stuff, right? Life doesn't start when you start exploring it and understanding it and seeing how you feel about it, right? And exploring your emotions. That's not life. That's just dealing with the symptom of the problem, and it's not actually fixing the problem. So imagine you had like a lawn full of weeds, and therapy is like going over the weeds with a lawnmower, and you think, oh, this is life. Like every 2 days, right? You're running over the weeds with the lawnmower, trying to keep your lawn straight, and you're like, oh yeah, this is life. This is life, all right? This life. It kind of sucks, doesn't it? Right? Because you're never getting anywhere. And then I come in with my like, not environmentally approved toxin, that just like nukes the heck out of the weeds and just like kills them. And then it's like, okay, now that the weeds are gone, then you can like plant grass and now your lawn is good. And it's like, okay, then all you have to do is just maintain it, make sure that there's no new weeds that pop up, but you have a lawn, right? And it's like, okay, then you realize life is more than just mowing a lawn full of weeds. Life is actually traveling and spending time with your family and advancing in your career and all of this good stuff that you've been trying to do and you can't because you keep stuck mowing the weeds of your mind, right? It's like you just keep on this hamster wheel of mowing the weeds, and you're not getting rid of them. And that's really what therapy is. So yeah, it's great for you to know that there are weeds there, and you say, okay, I know I have weeds, and I know that they came from a weed seed, right? Like the seeds were planted and now I have weeds. Okay, that's great. That's what therapy does. And I can't help you unless you know that. But it's like don't come to me unless you actually want to fix stuff, right? I guess that's what I'm saying is I actually fix stuff. And the worst people to come work with me are the ones that don't actually want to be fixed, right? Like if they want to stay stuck, they want to stay in their hate and their limited view of the world, and justify that and have a victim mindset and all this stuff, and they just want to exist on a lower level. They shouldn't work with me, right? Because I'm going to change all that, right? Whereas they would be great for a therapist, right? To spend their time. But if you're just coming to me and it's always the same issue and you just don't actually want to get rid of the root of it, then we're not going to get any benefit from working together, because I'm not a therapist, right? I don't do that. I actually fix problems. They're mechanical problems, and the only way I can do that is if you want them to be fixed. So you have to make a conscious decision, say, hey, I actually want to get rid of this stuff permanently. I don't ever want to have it come up again. I want to actually experience what it's like to be myself and live life, and that's what I do, right? And that's why I don't work in the mental health industry, right? It's like because they're all about just keeping you alive, but on full of problems. And I'm like, forget that, right? I want you to actually live real life, and I want to fix this stuff, right? And I want you to experience what it's like to be fixed, to be healed, and just go out and totally be yourself, be your true self. So yeah, I don't agree with the idea of maintaining problems. I am very much about solving problems, getting rid of them, fixing them, and then okay, once you're fixed, then what does life have in store for you? So that's kind of my rant. It's about a normal video link. So like I said, I wasn't really sure where I was going with it. I just had this thought. I was like, this isn't therapy. This isn't therapy, right? And so all of that was just like trying to flesh that out into a video. I actually just got done with a couple sessions with some of my clients over the last few days, and more I'm starting to work on imprints on people. Like before, I was kind of holding that back as kind of like being more of like the esoteric spiritual side that you don't normally see. But it's just so common, right? Like I'm just having to do that with just like normal people. And it's, when I describe them, it's like, okay, this sounds insane. And then we actually fix it. It's like it's a repeatable scientific process that I'm using to fix it. Doesn't make any sense, you know, depending on what science you follow, but it is a repeatable process, and it's just so common that I'm just doing it as kind of like one of my normal, day-to-day service type of thing. So it's like, okay, we'll hit beliefs, we'll hit traumas, we'll hit imprints, we'll shift your identity, whatever we need, right? And that's kind of I'm adding that into my normal mix. So it's like, yeah, if you work with me, yeah, we'll touch on some of the spiritual stuff, which is the imprints. We'll knock that out. We'll fix stuff that you don't even know is there. We'll fix stuff that you don't know is fixable, and you'll be definitely better off for it. How long it takes you to reach your, true self, I don't know. I don't determine that because it's based on how much crap is on you. But I have the best and biggest shovel in the world. Nobody can shovel off the amount of crap off of you that I can, right? Like I will I will do more for you than literally anybody else probably combined. So take that for what you will. Hope you have a good day. Thanks for watching. Check out my group. So long, sayonara, aloha, whatever it is. All right.